Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network live. WoodwardSports.com is always live off of Woodward, of course. It's all one big old clusterfuck of Woodward. So here we are. It's Monday. I hope you all had a great weekend. I had an excellent weekend. It was interesting, but I wanted to go around the room, see what you guys did. Fish, I gotta say, looking from afar,
okay,
dude, what were you doing this weekend? It looked to me like you were Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide. You were eating bacon in Ohio, then in South Florida, then in fucking Mexico.
I wasn't in Mexico or South Florida. That would have been nice, though.
I don't know.
I was just in Ohio the whole weekend.
Look at you, eating like a king.
I tried to
Did
eat
you gain
whatever
any
I
weight
can.
over the weekend or no?
No, sadly, I don't think so.
You ate like you wanted to gain weight, though.
Oh, I definitely did. I tried to eat. I just
Fish, how
don't
much do
eat.
you weigh? How much do you weigh right now?
110 pounds.
110?
Yeah, it was like 105.
Oh,
yeah, it's
105.
very,
Close.
very not healthy. But
That's
I'm still
okay.
No, you
alive.
did good.
No, it's
I'm still
healthy.
alive.
It's healthy. You see some of these fat fucks walking around, dude. You're great. You're in great shape.
This
you kidding
is,
me?
This is not.
We got people with diabetes, and everyone's like, "Oh, do you? Good for you. Yeah, yeah, your body. Yeah." You're doing great, Fish. Don't let anybody talk you down.
Hey,
What's up, Jay?
I got to congratulate Ohio State Buckeyes for beating Michigan in hockey over the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, you did. Yes,
the only
you did.
thing that they can beat Michigan in.
Oh.
So there's
okay,
a
you
shot
talking
towards
shit.
that. Yep,
Okay,
yep.
Fish.
I like where this is going.
I'll
Okay.
take a shot at them.
I like
Because
that.
I did
What'd
see
you
a lot
do
of
this
Ohio
weekend?
State fans saying, "We're back, we're back." I was like, you beat them in hockey.
I had the pleasure of
Lost in
watching
basketball and football.
the Travis Steven All-Star game
You
that the
really,
NBA has.
you actually wasted your Sunday. You
No,
fucking
I
loser.
know. And here's the problem, and I have an idea on how to fix this, because I do believe the NBA has the best All-Star weekend. It's probably that or the MLB, I would say. Those two. If you take the totality of the
what
weekend.
about hockey?
Are you kidding? Like, in terms of entertainment value, I'll go with the NBA and the MLB, personally.
Okay.
Dude,
You
a
can go with
white
the
dude
NHL.
won the dunk contest. Like, that's how
Mac
you know it's
McClung,
fucked.
but yeah, that kind of shows the field. Mac was amazing, but still, they gotta add some juice. Now, I was talking to Matt before the show, and why don't they do a one-on-one tournament? Like, I'm sick and watching the
that would
All-Star
never
game,
fly.
and I
Why don't they just play 21?
play a one-on-one tournament. I want the guys who have beef through the regular season, through the playoffs, to get on that court and one-on-one. And you can actually have something worth watching. The only thing I'd probably even stick through the entirety of the event is probably the three-point contest. Besides that, I'm barely tuning into these things. So they need to add some juice. I watched a Kobe clip it pulled up on my timeline after the All-Star game, coincidentally. And it was Kobe talking about the All-Star game. And he's like, man, R.I.P. Kobe. But he was talking about when he played. He goes, people want to see the best players in the world compete at a high level. And then I tune into the All-Star game, and I'm seeing guys I watched Damian Lillard take a full court shot, miss it, get the rebound, take another full court shot, miss it, and then I forgot it was Anthony Edwards get the rebound, and he took a three-point shot. I'm like, this is terrible. This is a terrible product. But other than that, I had a pretty good weekend. Just
That's
couldn't watch
great.
the NBA All-Star game for crying out loud.
You know what? I didn't watch.
I did not
NBA.
watch the NBA
The
All-Star
only
game.
the only professional sport that I watched,
Hockey?
team sport, I should say, was the Wings on Saturday night.
Yes.
Outside of that, I didn't waste my time with anything this weekend.
Good man.
I watched Tiger Woods try to get canceled, which I
was-
thought was ridiculous, by the way.
It's so soft, man.
It was such a great joke. You're on the course with your buddy. You get paired in a group.
Yeah.
It's your first time in a major, or not major, but, you know, a big-time competition in a while. Tiger Woods is back. You're with
Yep.
your boy. You're feeling great. You outdrove him. So you fuck with him because he's 15, 20 years younger than you.
Yeah.
And you slide him a tampon, he hits it out of your hand. Great joke between the boys. That's all it needs to be.
Yeah.
Did you see what Tiger Woods did? What is he implying? Huh? We're not strong.
Yep,
huh?
cancel him.
We can't hit a golf ball. Shut the fuck up. It's nothing to do with any of that. It's a joke. Whatever happened to just having fun with each other?
That doesn't happen
Huh?
anymore.
Huh?
Nope.
Whatever happened to that?
Can't do that.
I don't have any Asian friends, but if I did, I would fuck with them, and I would expect them to fuck with me back. Because that's what friends do. We mess with each other. Whatever happened to having fun? It's
It was
ridiculous, unbelievable. If I could outdrive some of the buddies I work with, or some of the buddies I golf with,
Wow.
I would absolutely do something along those lines. Because I know I can't. And on the occasion that I do, I'm going to savor it. Have you guys ever been to the golf course?
Yeah.
Golfing with your boys? Huh?
I have.
Someone's having a bad day. Someone's having a bad day. They're not getting off the tee box well. You want to fuck with them. You don't... You tell them, hey, it's been a rough start. How about you go up to the red box, which, if you don't know, is the ladies' tee.
Yeah. How dare you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fucking with them. Obviously, you're trying to get them to laugh. But this is so not anything more than what it is, which is just a joke. If you don't like it, kiss my ass. Start there. Tiger, you shouldn't have apologized. I'm very upset. I'm offended. You're offended.
He apologized?
Yeah, he had to
to.
because he was going to get canceled
Are you
over the
joking
weekend.
me?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It seemed like it was the right joke, but the wrong time.
Because the reporters brought it up on
It's
Friday.
2023. You can't do that in 2023, but like you'll get canceled. I can't believe I
ridiculous.
didn't see the public apology, but the fact that he had to do that.
It's ridiculous.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
I'm sorry. Jesus, dude.
I can't. I want to be mindful of people's opinions.
Wow,
we live in a world where if I say something right now and you showed it to 7-8 billion people, I'm pretty sure somebody is going to be offended.
Yes.
But I don't care because my intention should matter. Unbelievable. It's not sexist. It's a joke. What's the difference between that and going to watch a stand-up comedian, huh?
I cannot.
Somebody messing with their boy. Imagine I showed up to work one day and I did that to Jeff. If he didn't laugh, I'd be disappointed in myself.
You realize some stand-up comedians have to, find their
I
way,
think
too.
it's stupid.
I know
because
stand-up
they're getting
comedians even have
canceled,
to
too.
apologize for jokes.
Yeah.
It's gotten so sad.
They tell a
man.
joke, certain
Yeah,
comedians, if you're not like a high-up comedian, you're screwed. Good luck.
It's how it is
see
now.
you later. Good luck.
It's
Hope
sad
you
that
find
he had
happiness.
to apologize
Yeah.
for something like that. I mean, jeez.
The end of this will be the end of me, by the way. If I make it past 5 years doing this show, I'd be impressed.
Well, you've
I
already
won't
made it
last
past.
3. I won't last
You
3
made it past
years.
1.5.
Eventually, someone's coming after me for something I said.
Right.
Whether it was about hippos or anything else, Stalin, who knows?
Well,
So it's happening.
yeah.
So enjoy the show while you can, because I won't be around in 2 years.
You've made it
least
past
you're
1.5
self-aware.
years, and you said
Yeah,
some pretty
1.5
crazy
years,
stuff.
but
you
you know,
said
yeah.
some pretty crazy stuff, so
Yeah.
it's pretty impressive. No?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Okay.
What are you gonna do? Is that all you did this weekend? Watch the stupid NBA All-Star game?
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I watched the Red
You
Wings.
go out?
No, honestly, I lay low this weekend.
Nice.
And I think that's what made the All-Star game worse, because that was one of the only, I guess, things I was looking forward to.
How's your hair doing?
It's doing better. I got a
Take it off! Hey!
Oh, it's growing back.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's growing back.
It's getting there.
You're getting there.
Making progress. But no, that's all I did this weekend, to be honest with you. It wasn't too. After football, man, it's tough.
Oh, boy.
You're realizing
Here we
that
go.
now. I mean, the All-Star weekend, okay, it was fun. But after
Yeah,
this,
I'm not used to spending this much time with my wife. Honestly, it makes me kind of uncomfortable. I miss football weekends.
Oh, hey, you had... I don't know how you guys missed it, because you had football this weekend.
The XFL,
I tapped
I
in,
know.
I think, like a total of 2 minutes I tapped into.
Okay, the XFL. I want to be real here.
I tapped
because
into 2
you
minutes,
saw
I think.
social media going wild. There was all these former NFL players playing in the XFL.
Yep.
Did you watch any clips? Did you? Okay, because I didn't see anything.
I didn't watch.
I
As
watched
I'm
like
second, I
one
didn't
or
see a
two
clip.
touchdowns.
I only saw a picture of The Rock somewhere on social media. I forget
Okay.
where. And that's all I saw, and that's all I'm giving
I
it.
saw one or
Just
two
like
touchdowns.
the USFL. Suck my balls. It's not real football.
Okay, but that you're going to talk about it because it's Michigan Panthers. They're playing at home. It's
I don't
going
care
to
if
pop
it's the,
up.
if
You're
it's
going
the
to talk
Michigan
about it.
Wolverines. I don't want to hear about it.
You're going to talk about it.
No, I'm
Once
not.
April 30th comes,
If the Michigan
it's going to be on
Panthers
that
went
prep.
undefeated and won the whatever bowl it is,
USFL Bowl.
I could give 2 shits.
Okay.
Nobody cares about
Well,
the USFL.
just saying
Nobody
it's-
cares about the XFL. And I'm going to move on with my life. And we got a great show planned today because
do.
you know what? It's Monday. And you know what happens on Mondays?
What happens, Adam?
On this show? This time of year? Mock Draft Mondays, baby. Top of the hour, as always, 9 o'clock, coming up strong. 1.0, Detroit Lions official mock drafts. I can't wait. I can't wait. Amon-Ra St. Brown coming up at 8:15, advocating for Jalen Ramsey. 8:30, Jeff and I will go through the top 10 NFL draft prospects list.
And also,
who's too high, who's too low?
Also, for people too, we're going to be accepting fan-submitted mock drafts in the future. So get them ready. I know we're already tagged a lot on Twitter, but it doesn't matter.
Start sending your mock drafts on social media. Myself, Fish, Jeff, and we are going to start looking at one a day.
Yeah,
a fan mock every single day. We're going to go through one, either ridicule it, or agree with it, or debate on.
I think it'd be funny too to have them call in and break their own mock draft down.
Absolutely. We're going to take callers on it. We're going to do a lot. So I can't wait. 8:45. The Chiefs made history, by the way. No one's talking about it. And it is the epitome of why the NFL is the greatest sport in the world. We'll get to that at 8:45. What it means for the Lions. 9:30 after the mock drafts. We'll have a question of the day, and then we'll get to Fish, of course, as always, because who doesn't love Fish? I do, and don't at the same time. It's a conflict of interest for me.
What am I talking about today?
No, you don't.
You have a topic for me?
No, it's going to be a surprise for you.
Okay, but you have a topic for me.
Oh yes.
Okay, cool.
Oh yes.
Okay.
All right, we'll take a break. When we get back, Amon-Ra St. Brown advocating for Jalen Ramsey, huh?
Smart man.
Anybody? Huh?
We'll talk about the logistics, but
well, I want to hear about
just
it.
The name,
we do,
smart man.
But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Cintron.
Let me tell you about them. Cintron World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages and premium bottled water. Cintron is fashionable, functional, and fun. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice. Buy online at drinkcintron.com. It is also available at Amazon.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
You know, we're back. 8:14. Amon-Ra St. Brown, obviously advocating for Jalen Ramsey. But before we get to that, just a quick sidebar. I want to talk about how amazing this country is. I do. Because only in this country can a running back make roughly $50 million a year, or reportedly get offered a $50 million annual contract. I find that amazing. God bless America.
If you're going to call him a running back, at least put MVP running back.
Oh, of course. Adrian Peterson was an MVP running back, wasn't he?
We actually I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't know if Adrian Peterson threw 36 touchdowns, but we'll have to look that up.
I'm messing with you, man. I'm just messing.
Lamar Jackson,
being an asshole.
He's out of there. Can we all agree there?
Who knows?
There's no way he's coming back.
Who knows?
I can't believe it.
Who knows? All right. Amon-Ra St. Brown. By the way, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mr. 100 catch demon. First one since Golden Tate? First line since Golden Tate?
Yeah, we're talking Lions rookie.
Recently.
Yeah.
Second
year player.
Youngest also.
Because Calvin did it too.
He's on board with Jalen Ramsey to Detroit. And you know what? Without getting into our mock drafts, look, I know a lot of you have done this at home. every single one of you have taken a corner in the first round, I'd like to imagine. I'd almost guarantee that. I like to think it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But my point is, we all know that the issues in the secondary. But I like where St. Brown's head's at. I don't know if it's Ramsey, though, because of how much it will cost. But I need a veteran corner in here. No matter what happens, whether I take Witherspoon, Porter, Gonzalez, Emmanuel Forbes, it doesn't matter who. Cam Smith, doesn't matter who I take. I still need a veteran corner in the secondary. Amon-Ra St. Brown's onto something. I don't think it's Ramsey. I think the cap hit. I think the assets you'd have to give up. I'm not interested in losing. I think it's a big contract to take on.
Yeah.
But you're paying for what you get. He's one of the 5-6 best corners in the NFL right now. Now, would I like to go for somebody else who's much more cost effective? Yeah. But I get why he's advocating for him. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, and again, for Jalen Ramsey, does it make sense for the Rams to trade him? I don't know. I know Amon-Ra brought it up during the stream, their podcast, him and his brother, they have on the 33rd team. And he's like, maybe he'll get released. I don't think he gets released. I think there's going to be a team that will be willing to pay for him. He's 28 years old. He's still playing at a high level. And even last year for the Rams, for a team that stunk, he still played hard towards the end. So if you're talking about will he be a fit with Dan and in this culture, absolutely he will, yes. Because I think he checks off a couple of those boxes that Brad and Dan look for in a player. The only problem, and I don't know if it's a problem, but something you look at is the salary he's making. Obviously, if there's some guys you want to bring back, Jalen Ramsey fixes that secondary issue pretty quickly. If you draft a corner, you bring in Jalen Ramsey. You could put Jalen Ramsey on number one wide receivers and trust him. He could be one of your pillars on defense. It sounds great. It's a move that we haven't seen the Lions do in quite some time, right? Going out and getting a big-time player via trade and taking that next step.
It's got to be a trade. He's not getting released.
He's not getting released.
It's a $13 million cap hit, and they saved 12. To me, it's not smart business.
And you could get assets for him.
If they trade him, it's only a $7 million hit, and they'll save about $17, $18 million on the trade. I think that's what the Rams are going to do. They'll probably take less because of how much salary cap relief they'll have.
Right.
But who knows? Look, Ramsey would be a great addition. He would. That's just the truth. He's an amazing corner. He's bringing in veteran leadership. He's going to hold people in the secondary and on the defense accountable.
Absolutely.
That's what you want. Here's my problem. How do you acquire him? What does it cost? Are the Rams willing to play ball because they'll save a lot of money post June 1st with that deal? And again, post June 1st means I'm not signing anybody in free agency. And I'm only drafting probably one corner in the first and second round max. One total. And that means I have an agreement in advance. Hey, we're gonna officially make this happen. You can announce it early, but officially it'll go on after June 1st. Cool. Mm-hmm. Rams, I think, would be open to doing business with the Lions. They've already done business before with Brad Holmes. Obviously, he knows everybody there.
Right.
To me, it's a great move. But the salary is a concern. It's a big number for a team that doesn't have a big number available this year. They don't really get a big number until next year. But again, they can afford him though. Mm-hmm. They technically can. And they cut a few people. They move some money. They could make it happen. They absolutely could. They can push it down the line. They could restructure. They could do a million things. Ramsey's bold. Ramsey's a bold move.
But these are the types of moves you make when you're on the brink. Like the Lions are. You're 9-8. You missed the playoffs. You feel like you're going to be in double-digit wins next year. You need your defense to significantly improve. And assuming it will, you got a guy like Jalen Ramsey, you bet your secondary will be fixed. And on top of that, too, if two people know how to acquire Jalen Ramsey, I would assume it's Brad Holmes and Ray Agnew, who worked for the Rams, and they were there with the Rams when they acquired Jalen Ramsey. So you have those connections. I thought it was funny, though, Amon-Ra brought this up during the podcast when he was pitching it was his pitch to Jalen Ramsey. He said, Jalen, if you can hear this, I know you played, which this is the funniest part. This is the start of the pitch. I know you played with Jared Goff before. Detroit might seem like a landing spot for you. My guy, talk to me. The only way is up for us. So, by the way, don't start it with pitching Jared Goff. I love you, but we'll start with the defense and the coaching staff, because playing for AG, Jalen Ramsey, that's got to be intriguing. So I don't mind it. I don't hate the idea of trading for Jalen Ramsey. I think the Lions can still improve their defense without having to go out and acquire him. But there's no doubt, man. You go get one of the best corners in the league right now. He's 28. He's got a couple years left in him. I don't hate it. I don't.
Aquara and Brockers are the two guys that you're going to have to cut. And when you do, it's going to free up roughly $23-24 million. Again, you can make Ramsey happen alongside drafting everybody and paying them. Having said that, that's, I think, all you can do. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I am, though.
But you have, so you have Jalen Ramsey under contract. You'd be paying him, decent amount of money. But you'd have all those rookies on defense you're not paying. Little to no money to. So it kind of balances out at the end of the day. Now you'd have to figure out a way to work. You got one of the most expensive offenses, so you'd have to figure that out. But you can make it work. If you get Jalen Ramsey, you'll figure it out. I mean, if you have to let Anzalone go or DJ Chark go, trust me, it's going to be worth it to get a guy like Jalen Ramsey. I do believe that.
Here's what I'm thinking. All right, you got about $15 million in cap space available. You cut Aquara, you cut Brockers. You free up another $25 million-ish. You got the 6th overall pick. You got 18. You're going to have to sign these players, 2 second-round picks. Jalen Ramsey makes more and more sense now that the cap number, again, you can make it work.
Right.
But damn. He's going to look for a contract extension, no?
Yeah. That's the other part of this that we haven't talked about.
I don't mind throwing away a future third. Let's say Minnesota's 3rd-round pick next year. I don't mind. Throw it away. Go throw it away for a Jalen Ramsey. That would be phenomenal.
You think that's all that gets it done, though? It's just a third?
Yeah, for the Rams, it depends. Again, what are the Rams intending on doing? He's not going anywhere if they think they can re-up and try to go back for it one more time, which it seems like they do. I don't know why, but they don't have an offensive line. They don't have a backfield. They don't have wide receivers outside of Cooper Kupp. But hey, do you. Whatever makes you guys happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do think a 3rd round is more than enough for Jalen Ramsey because who's going to pay more? We're doing you a favor by trading for him. We're taking on the contract. You're saving almost $20 million by trading him post-June 1st. Get out of here. Of course the 3rd-round pick is more than enough.
And I'd be willing. I just want to see the other suitors who would be in the Jalen Ramsey talk. I think there'll be a lot of teams. If he's going for a 3rd-round pick, he'll be gone. Not when. It's not if, it's when. He'll 100%. Be out of there. And I'd be willing to give up a 3rd if that's all it takes. Assuming it might be more than that.
See,
he's worth it.
I don't agree with some of these comments, though. Ramsey doesn't fit the team. Dude's a diva that only cares about himself. That is the most dishonest comment I've read in a minute. Do you understand how difficult it is to play corner in the NFL? You have to be such a diva, even as a facade, as a front, just to believe that you can actually be that good. And last I checked, he's a Super Bowl winning corner who on a Jacksonville Jaguar team, by the way, at the time, on his rookie deal, was arguably the best defender in the NFL.
Right.
Top 5 for sure. Playing under Gus Bradley and a bunch of bums and carried Blake Bortles to an AFC championship game.
Yeah, that defense was...
So, we talk about him being a diva. Diva to me is Antonio Brown when it gets in the way of the team.
Right.
That's a diva. I want confident players on my team. I want players that are very vocal about how good they are. I don't mind that. Now, when you want Antonio Brown take off your shirt and run across the field, all right, we got a problem. When you want to talk a big game and not deliver like Eli Apple, okay, we got a problem. But Jalen Ramsey is not a diva. He's not a problem. He's a goddamn good player.
Yeah.
And he knows it. And he's paid as such. And he's one of the 5 best corners in the NFL. And if you were to add him to this team, you immediately become better than the Dallas Cowboys. Immediately.
I don't,
in my opinion.
And I don't have a problem with corners that show emotion or are labeled as divas.
You have to.
I think you have to. You look at the Lions corners. Who has personality?
Talk about a guy that talks a big game and finishes in 5 seconds? Ladies, you know what I'm talking about.
Jesus Christ. Like Jerry Jacobs, for example, he's probably the most talkative, most passionate, emotional corner we have, and that's why he's a fan favorite. Jalen Ramsey, to say he's a diva and that's why you wouldn't have him on your football team, well, when he's facing your football team,
with Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, and the crew not last year, but the year prior when they won the Super Bowl. He showed up. And he was the anchor to that defense.
He had a couple drop picks in the playoffs. Like he left some plays off.
He left a few pick sixes on the table, and you know what? He had done a damn good job on Jamar Chase most of that game.
Yeah.
So stop it. Jalen Ramsey would be a fantastic signing. It'd be Ramsey at 1. It'd be your first-round draft pick at 2. It'd be Jerry Jacobs at 3. It would be who else? Who else is on this team that you'd want to keep outside of Jerry Jacobs?
Oh, at corner?
Yeah.
You're asking me to. I mean, you're letting Ermanni go. Jeff's there.
Jeff's going to be fine.
Mike Hughes, you're on the fence.
All right, so Jeff could be the 4th corner on this team. That's fine. I don't mind that.
That's really all. Then you got Chase Lucas, obviously, but I don't know what he is yet.
My point was it's not a culture fit. See, again, that's like where I disagree is you have a coach that's established the culture.
Right.
Right? One individual should not be able to come in and undo all of that. Especially a corner. Now, a quarterback or a wide receiver, and you're paying him big time money, and he's getting into it with the quarterback, like a Terrell Owens back in the day, even though I still think T.O. was done dirty, but that's a whole different problem. But okay, maybe you could convince me, Zod, but no, you need that. That's what you're missing, actually.
Yeah.
You're missing dudes that are all about it, that talk a big game and play a big game. You're missing that, especially in the secondary. I'm open to it.
That's what Brad and Dan look for, guys that love football. And I think Jalen Ramsey's one of those guys. He's played at a high level for a long time. And I know people bring up, and I've had this conversation with people off air as well about Jalen Ramsey. It's he's 28 years old. He's going to start declining. He's 28 right now. Like, if you could have him for 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 good years of Jalen Ramsey, to me it's worth it. For where this team is right now, 2 to 3 years, you're not paying any of these younger guys. By the time you do have to pay them, maybe you move on from Jalen Ramsey.
No, maybe you 100% do.
Just to have him for
problem.
that 2-3 year stretch, one of the best corners right now in football, I'll take it.
Your window's now if you're Detroit. The NFC will never be weaker at quarterback than it will the next 2 years.
Absolutely.
And you know what all these NFC teams that are going to suck are going to do? They're going to draft quarterbacks. And one of them's going to hit, and 2 of them, and then 3, and then 4. And they're going to reload. Take advantage of your window while it's there. We'll take a break. When we get back, top 10 overall draft prospects coming up in this draft. Jeff and I react. I think they got this completely wrong. I think we're all misunderstanding. Again, when we talk about overall as a prospect, the value they bring, I think we missed on this list a little bit. Jeff and I will get to it coming up next, but before we do, Jeff, the best defense on and off the field.
Guardian Alarm. We talk about Jalen Ramsey contributing to one of the better defenses, but what about Guardian Alarm, the most consistent defense? Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you for as long as you need. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for more information.
People that don't enjoy rugby, stay out. You should tap in.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers. And if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, let me tell you about Ryan Ermanni and his amazing journey so far with Dr. Jason and their great team at Custom Health Centers. Check them out today. Visit them at customhealthcenters.com or give them a call, 844-789-8446. Start your health journey. Today, we are back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. All right, Jeff.
I mean, it's a little wounded, but I still have this.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
It's a little wounded, though,
It's
but,
wounded.
but I still have it. Yeah.
I got my. It looks. Wow,
It's
what
a
happened to
little
my?
beat up.
Look at you when you had hair. What happened?
Jesus.
Open up like that.
What happened?
Yeah, that was.
Who's that guy, by the way?
There.
That it
There.
says it? What
Kind of.
happened?
I don't know.
Anybody? You don't know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking
yeah,
about. But I
yeah,
can't think
I
of
know
the
what
It's
name.
you're
that,
talking about.
kid on TikTok.
Yeah.
What
happened?
happened? Kansas City! You know, that guy
Jesus.
that fucking reacts like that. It's amazing.
Gosh. Speaking about what happened with this list? Because I saw this on social media yesterday.
Let's see it.
And here, we can show the audience. And if you're listening to us, I'll read the players off for you. This is CBS Sports top overall prospect rankings. Alex, could you put a poll in the chat? Is this list good
Give
or
him
not?
one thing to do at a time, man.
Well,
Chill.
when he has a chance. Is this list accurate or no? Yes or no? The first player they have ranked out of all the top players, Will Anderson Jr., number 2, Jalen Carter, number 3, Bryce Young, number 4, C.J. Stroud, number 5, Miles Murphy, 6, Will Levis, 7, Cam Smith, 8, Peter Skoronsky, 9, Quentin Johnston, and 10, Michael, your favorite, Michael Mayer.
Okay, so we can start with 1 and 2. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Having said that, my board is dependent on my team. If I need a quarterback, that board changes, right? So overall prospects, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at quarterback. But
Right.
Will Anderson has been the talk of town. I think it's settled down a bit. I don't mind him still at 1. Again, I don't mind Carter at 2. To me, they're both game wreckers.
Yeah.
And then rightfully so, the quarterbacks are there. So up until 4, I don't mind. I don't really have an issue.
I agree. I don't,
Now things piss me off. Miles Murphy, 1 too high. Will Levis, too low.
Who you putting him over Miles
Putting
Murphy?
him over Stroud. And I'll tell you why.
Over
Again,
Stroud?
Yes. Again, this, read it. It says top 10 NFL draft. The key word here, prospects. Will Levis, size, arm strength, mobility, can make
Yeah.
all the, like, if
Yeah.
we're all being honest, I'm not advocating for
No,
it.
I'll
I'm
give you
just
that.
telling you.
I'll give you that.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you the reality of the situation. He checks off more boxes, you could argue, than C.J. Stroud and anybody else coming out. The only one that should be above him, in my opinion, is Bryce Young. Bryce Young, I think, is special. So then you keep going through the list. All right, wait. Why is Quentin Johnston in there? Look, I know
he's a
wide
freak.
receiver has become one of the 3-4 most important positions in the NFL, but that is a reach. That is a reach. There's not a single receiver worthy of a top 10 pick this year. And if they're taken in the top 10, it's a reach. I like Smith and Jimba, not a top 10 pick. I like Quentin Johnston, not a top 10 pick. Michael Mayer, again, when you tell me he's a top 10 prospect, I can buy that Michael Mayer could, be a top 5 tight end in the NFL. What does that do for me?
Yeah. Is that a top 10
Am I
pick?
taking him over Miles Murphy?
No.
Am I taking him over Joey Porter Jr.? Am I taking him? And again, I'm not speaking on behalf of the Lions here. It's just my opinion. Quentin Johnston, Michael Mayer, Cam Smith at 7.
And that's the thing I wanted to highlight
me,
because this list tells you he's the best corner. He's the only corner on this list.
He's not.
But that's what CBS is.
Well, it's great, and my mom's a dude apparently, but she isn't.
Because I like Cam Smith. I don't know if you'd say he's the best corner in the entire draft.
He is not. Again, I don't mind lists. We can all agree to disagree, but get Michael Mayer, Quentin Johnston, Cam Smith. No, Devon Witherspoon needs to enter the fold.
Yeah, that was the part of it
I think
too.
we're missing. We're really not. Again,
but if
I'm not going to tell you who you should take, Jeff. No. I'm not going to tell you who's worthy of a pick and who isn't. What I'm going to tell you right now is when we talk about the 10 best players, Tyree Wilson could end up being this year's Trayvon Walker in terms of wow ability, wow showcasing during the combine, during the workouts. He should be on this list. You want to talk about potential? Christian Gonzalez should be in the conversation. Brian Branch, safety out of Alabama. That is probably, this year's Minkah Fitzpatrick? He'll go in the top 13, and someone's going to hit a home run with it.
This is the problem I have with this list, the inconsistency, because if you're saying prospect and you're going off kind of what your idea of the meaning of prospect and what that means, couldn't you argue Anthony Richardson into this list? Because we're not going off production.
No.
We're not going off production.
No.
We're going, like you said, Will Levis. We're going
No.
off prospect. 6'4", cannon of an arm. He's probably going to run a 4.4, something like that, quick. Like, can I argue he's
already doing it because people are projecting him in the mid to late first round?
Because that was the argument
They're
you
already
made for
doing it.
Will
But
Levis over.
But he's not top 10.
If you're going to say Will Levis deserves to be over C.J. Stroud because of the arm talent, the mobility, couldn't I make that same thing with Anthony Richardson?
Anthony Richardson.
Not saying I love Anthony
Richardson.
Richardson.
Thing, though, but it's not.
Why isn't it?
They're completely different.
Why?
What do you mean why?
I'm just asking.
The list.
Don't go off statistics
not.
or anything. Yeah.
Again, I literally broke it down for you. You're correct. That's why Anthony Richardson is being projected between 12, 18, and 20 right now.
Yeah.
So he's already there. I don't think he's in the top 10, though.
I'm not saying he deserves to be.
I can't tell you why.
I'm just saying.
I can't give you that answer.
Okay.
I can't.
Say if we're going to say Will Levis.
But my answer would be he's already in the conversation. Because he's already projected so high. It's already happening. Mm-hmm. My 2 cents. I've seen him get taken as high as 8, by the way.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a top 10 pick.
So, I think it's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's already happening.
I like this comment. Benji says, if Mayer is there at 18 and we already addressed holes on defense, would you be less opposed to it if you took Michael Mayer at 18?
Why are you asking me this?
Just because I'm curious.
I already get fined enough. I get sued. I get threatened with business deals that we can't complete because of my mouth. And you're sitting up here asking me if we're going to draft a tight end at 18? What the fuck? You kidding me? This is why we can't have nice things.
Well,
this is why we can't have nice things. You dumb fucks. All of you.
And that would mean you take whoever you take at 6, but that wouldn't be enough for me. I think you'd have to double up on 18, take the best defensive player.
Okay, let me just give you my.
But Michael Mayer's a top 10 prospect.
Let me give you my 3 reasons. By the way, because I feel obligated to answer this. Why Anthony Richardson's not in the top 10?
Okay.
All right, you asked me that question.
Break it down.
And Will Levis is. Okay, we'll start with this. I've got tape. I've got tape of touch passes. If you know what that is, that's short intermediate routes.
Right.
All I see with Anthony Richardson right now, laser everywhere. 5 yards, 50 yards downfield, doesn't matter. It's a laser. He has to learn to control it. He's only dropped back how many times? 400 times in his entire college career? That's not ideal. For an athlete playing quarterback, mind you, and that's a key word you should all remember. Okay, well, what else is it? Well, footwork is garbage. Will Levis has much better footwork. His ability to sense the pocket is nowhere near Will Levis's understanding because Anthony Richardson's default is to move and react, not maneuver, step up into the pocket. Those are 2, 3 very different things. And that doesn't mean Anthony Richardson can't develop into it. But to answer your question, why he's not in the top 10, and why if I was giving you a prospect number, he'd probably be 15, 18, max. I'm not sold on him, but I'd understand why teams are intrigued.
Because of all the upside.
But he's got arm talent.
Yeah.
He's got arm
and
talent.
Mobility.
And he's built, man. He's built like a freaking tight end almost.
Yeah, it's bigger than Hurts,
and he's
bigger
elite
than Lamar.
speed. It's all great. But again, the footwork's not there. The brain's not there. The touch isn't there. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying Will Levis is a million times better.
Right, because...
But I at least have more foundational work with Will Levis to work with than I do with Anthony Richardson. Taking on Anthony Richardson is a bigger risk than when the Bills took Josh Allen. And you could argue maybe it's similar. But with Will Levis, again, I'm getting the boxes checked. Whether you like him or not, I don't like him. I wouldn't draft him. But that's not the point.
Right.
The point is I'm telling you why teams like him. And you all, just like I do, understand that the quarterback position is impossible. Impossible. To nail down to a science every year. It's just impossible, man.
And that's what I'm trying to understand, too, is kind of the mindset of creating a list like this. If you're going off potential, off of the word prospect and what you like about a player, that's why I mentioned Anthony Richardson, because if we're going off just what are the eye test and watching these quarterbacks, there's no way in hell you could tell me Will Levis, he's higher than C.J. Stroud. Like, I watched C.J. go, shot for shot with Georgia, and if it wasn't for missing a field goal, they're going to the national championship game. So I've seen all I had to see out of C.J. Stroud. That's why I don't have a problem with him being ranked over Will Levis, but if you think Will Levis, because of those X's and O's, whatever it is, the intangibles, shouldn't Anthony Richardson be higher on that list? Again,
No.
not advocating we're taking him, but
again,
for looking at upside, you
from what
cannot
I've got,
deny Anthony Richardson. The potential is there.
But let's be honest here. Will Levis, we all understand what we saw on tape this year and in-game was bad.
Right.
But he was the second highest graded quarterback last year. And had he come out last year, he would have been a top 10 pick. And nobody would have argued. Remember that. 24 touchdowns, 13 interceptions last year. And he is, how do I say this? I don't want to say brave. Brave isn't the right word. He is unwavering in the pocket. What I mean by that is he will deliver a strike in a tight pocket.
Oh, he's taking hits.
I don't get that with Anthony Richardson yet. You're asking me why? It is reps. It is more career snaps. It is more tape. It's a lot of things. Now, can Anthony Richardson be one of the best talents coming out? Sure, you can make that case. I'm not interested. I'm not.
No, I'm not taking him at 6, but
I'm not.
I'm just asking the question.
This has nothing to do with the Lions, by the way.
No.
This is just about the 10 overall best prospects
ranking
in the
prospects.
draft.
That's why
Devon Witherspoon need to be in there?
I would think so. Now, if we're talking...
You have to choose between him and Christian Gonzalez. Who makes that top 10 list?
Again, like you said, if we're going off prospect...
Overall,
maybe Christian Gonzalez. Because he's big enough.
I figured he would say
he's taller.
Yeah.
I mean, he checks all those, so...
I don't mind it.
Witherspoon, isn't he? He's kind of light, ain't he? He's like 180, 190. I think Christian's like 210.
But he doesn't... Yeah, you don't need...
But I'm just saying, he checks all boxes.
Go look at Patrick Surtain's skinny ass and J.C. Horn. They're doing just fine. Sauce Gardner, same thing.
Yeah, he's doing just fine.
Relax. Not necessary.
But yeah, I'll go Gonzalez. If we're going prospect, yeah.
All right. Michael Mayer, just so we're all on the same page.
Yep.
Can I get the camera real quick? Any of you, and I mean this, any one of you that DMs me, emails Jeff, DMs Jeff, Fish, anybody, sends anything to Woodward Sports with Michael Mayer in the first round, I will report you for porn, child abuse. I'll report you for everything on any social media that they let me do it. All right? And I'm going to block you. Stop it. Your quarterback threw 18 touchdowns and 1 interception once they traded T.J. Hawkinson. Go look at the division winners last year, and outside of Kansas City and the Niners, who had an elite tight end? The Bengals? No. The Bills? No.
Well, you can argue. I'm not... Listen, just playing devil's
advocate.
advocate.
Say it, motherfucker. I dare you.
The 4 teams in the title games, 3 of them had good tight ends. Really good tight ends. Goddard, Kelsey, Kittle. And then you can make
which one of them was a top 10 pick?
It's a good point.
Which one of them was a top 18 pick?
It's a good point because I made that same point when I talked
Third
about
round, fourth
why
round,
they
and
should
fifth
stay
round
away
picks.
from Michael Mayer. Yeah, no, look at the top 10 tight ends. None of them were taken in the top 10, except for Pitts.
I think Kelsey, actually. Kelsey was taken, what, 14th overall, 12th overall?
He was. No,
Really?
Kelsey was a second-round pick.
No shit.
Yeah, look Kelsey up. He wasn't a first-round pick.
No way.
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah.
Why did I think he was a first-round pick back in the day?
That's proof that you don't need to take a tight end that high to have a productive tight end. But I'm just saying, you do
man.
need a good tight end, though. Typically, it's a
Hear
pretty
me
good
out.
thing.
Draft Max Duggan late. Sign him to a rookie deal. Algonac, by the way. Thank you.
Algonac.
We're getting to our mock draft at 9 o'clock, and I'll play spoiler. Both Jeff and I drafted a quarterback. I'm not going to tell you when.
Oh, you're going to love this.
Both Jeff and I drafted a quarterback and a running back, and I think Jeff made a huge mistake. I do. Sorry, buddy. I love you, though.
Oh, we'll see.
I love you. You drafted like, I don't even want to get into it.
Oh, no, we'll let the people
Coming
decide.
up next.
We'll let the people decide.
Coming up next, before we get to the mock drafts at 9 o'clock, the Chiefs made history, okay? They made history. I'm going to tell you what they did, what it means for the Lions, and why it epitomizes the idea of turning it around so quickly in the NFL. We'll get to that next, but before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find all the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club and they'll beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com, hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters. 27 locations and more on the way.
Chili Peppers Tan.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. You could try the classic meatloaf or Cajun chicken Alfredo. But how about breakfast as well? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. The Lumberjack Santa Fe Garden or Blockbuster. Stop by your local Big Boy and try it out today.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. The Kansas City Chiefs, Jeff, they made history. They made history, and I want to say the most rookies since 1981, I believe, or 1991, to start on a Super Bowl winning team. Trent McDuffie being one of them. They started 3 rookies on the defensive side of the ball, 1 on the offensive side of the ball, and you know what? To me, this is what makes the NFL so great. This is what makes the NFL so great. And you know what? To even highlight that even further, that's why I get as frustrated as I do. Like many of you, I also care about my sports teams. Like many of you, I want to see them succeed. I do. I know that might come as a shocker to a lot of you, but I genuinely do. It does matter for me. Now, yes, you see me here on the desk, but maybe you should see more of me at home. But regardless, sometimes naked, sometimes not, depends on the day. And what this says about the NFL is that you can do it all in a million different ways. Jeff, could you tell the people at home what the 3 things are that I always say you need to have if you want to succeed and contend and be great?
GM, head coach, quarterback.
Cool. And if you had 2 of the 3, you would still be a contender, but you'd still be missing something, though. Yes?
Right. Yep.
What do the Chiefs have? They have the GM, they have the coach, they have the quarterback.
Check it all.
So they can retool, rebuild, and still be great. they're allowed that luxury. Now, do the Lions have one of those boxes checked? I think so. With Brad Holmes. With Dan Campbell, it's to be determined. And with Jared Goff,
he's not Mahomes, but he's good
he's
enough.
Not Mahomes,
but he's good enough.
Obviously. But I think you can win a significant amount of games.
Yes.
And you can get far in the playoffs with him. He's proven it. Now, can you win a Super Bowl? Look, Detroit, I'm not going to be the guy that sits up here and tells you, Jared Goff shouldn't be here because he can't win a Super Bowl. I just want a fucking division title. I just want to win a playoff game.
Right.
How about we start there, then we can complain about not getting to a Super Bowl like the Bills right now. Huh? I would love that life. So how about we start there? But that's not going to be the reason I kick Jared Goff out. So miss me with that idea. But 4 starters for the Chiefs, and they got more picks going into this year. And they'll keep reloading. And it just proves that the NFL, more than any sport, you get drafted, you can come in day one. Isaiah Pacheco, 7th round pick, eventually becomes a starting running back in Kansas City. Over Clyde Edwards-Helaire, former 1st round pick. Over Jarrett McKinnon. Over all of them. Sky Moore scores a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Trent McDuffie plays his ass off. And so does everybody else. In the NFL, more than any sport, you get rewarded for good decisions right away. You don't have to wait 3-4 years for a prospect to show up and rise in the MLB ranks. You don't have to wait 2-3 years for your guy to play overseas and then come to the NHL. Unless you draft Connor McDavid and you're lucky. You don't have to wait 3, 4, 5 years for your NBA player that you take in the top 3, top 5 to become a star, a superstar. Now, there's always exceptions in all the sports, but in the NFL, it's never more true. Happens day one. And you typically know. Yeah. Aiden Hutchinson, after that Washington performance, I sat up here like a kid on Christmas morning. Because I knew. You see it, and when you see it, you know. Now, unfortunate circumstances happen, they absolutely do. It happens in the NFL. Some guys come out the gate promising, and they never live up after, or they're always injured, like Chase Young. Unfortunate. But he came out year one, and he was phenomenal. I don't have to wait in the NFL. And I hope that serves as a reminder to all of you at home that, yeah, the Lions are rebuilding. Look at the Giants. Had no money, drafted a bunch of players, put out an average defense. They play better than expected. Put out an offense with Daniel Jones throwing to nobody, and they were really good. And they won a playoff game. And they got to the playoffs, shockingly enough.
But goes with what you said. GM, head coach. If you have 2 of the 3, you'll be able to
You'll be able to get somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
But how many teams have all 3, realistically?
Only a handful.
The Bengals.
Yeah.
The Chiefs.
I like the Eagles. The Eagles have all 3 of them. What, they don't?
Can I pause with the Eagles? I don't want to give that to them yet.
Okay, all right.
But if I do that, it's not right, though.
Yeah, because they
I like Joe Burrow more, but they're the same situation. They got to a Super Bowl early.
I'm not saying...
I don't want to discredit them. So, yes, I'm going to agree. They have 3,
The Bills,
right?
I would say.
I don't think McDermott's all that. No. I think they have a coaching problem in Buffalo right now.
Okay.
I do.
If you feel like he's holding them back, but regardless.
But I could say the same about Sirianni in 2 years if they start struggling.
But they haven't done it yet. The Bills, I guess.
The Bills have struggled now.
They did struggle
and now
this year. Yeah, okay.
Still haven't built an offensive line. Still haven't built a run game. Before, you could have sold me on it. Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
So maybe 3, 4, 5 teams at most have all 3?
Only a handful of teams, yeah.
And they're all the contenders. What do you know? But how many teams have 2 out of the 3? The Niners have 2 out of the 3.
I do. They don't have a
quarterback. The Lions, you could argue, could have 2 out of the 3. Mm-hmm. A lot of teams have 2 out of the 3. You know, look at Denver. They have 2 out of the 3. You look at the Chargers, they got 2 out of 3. You like what the GM's doing, you like the quarterback, but you're not sure about the head coach.
Right.
And could they get there? But that's the NFL. For me, it's a fresh reminder that anything is possible in the NFL. in that, no, I don't have to be patient. I don't have to wait. Because nobody else waits. And nobody else is patient in the NFL. Why should I have to be patient? I hope that makes sense, guys.
It does.
Fair?
Fair.
That's where I'm at with it, Jeff.
I like this comment too. Sales Meister says, "You're right, Adam. The Chiefs took a big risk paying Mahomey. It paid off big. At some point, the Lions will have to risk and let a QB develop under Goff if they want 3 of the 3.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You are correct. They will have to do it. But is this the year? I don't know. Is next year the year? Probably. But can you wait till next year? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And
where will you be picking?
I'm just going to be honest. This first mock draft we did, I took a quarterback. And I have no regrets. I don't. So we'll get to the mock drafts in a few minutes. Final thoughts. Am I off here?
No, you're not.
I'm not asking.
And it's been proven.
And I'm not even asking for Super Bowls.
No.
But go out, win your division. I'm not saying be the Dallas Cowboys where nobody believes in you. Now, obviously, you want to build a true contender. But, I could live with losing an NFC Championship game or a divisional round.
But with those qualifications, what we expect the Lions to do, the Giants have the same situation, and they just did. Giants have 2 of the 3. They just won a playoff game.
The Giants did what the Lions couldn't do year 1 under Dan Campbell. And you could talk about the roster and the culture.
Right.
Brian Daboll took over an awful culture and an awful roster with no money.
Quarterback was on his way out.
And no wide receivers. Quarterback was garbage.
Yeah.
Saquon coming off an injury. A mixed offensive line with some good players, but really only Andrew Thomas.
Wasn't that good.
Drafted Kayvon Thibodeau. Evan Neal went down, so that didn't help you. What, McKinney in the secondary? Whoa.
But those guys missed some time during the regular season, too.
Just saying.
But that's what you're saying. They had 2
in
of the 3.
NFL,
they won a playoff
anything
game.
and everything is possible. I don't like excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Fair or not fair? We'll take a break. When we get back, the first official Detroit Lions mock draft Monday, baby. God, I've been waiting for this. Strap in your seatbelt. Strap yourself into your chair, wherever the hell you are, wherever you're listening or watching. At home, at work, in the toilet. I don't care where you are at the moment. Strap in. Stay seated. Coming up in just a few minutes, the first official Detroit Lions mock draft of the year for Jeff and myself. I can't wait. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give them a shot and you will not be disappointed. Contact them, Mark at SwissINS.com.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com, and this is the best time of the year outside of the actual football season. This is where speculation, rumors, film of players running and throwing and receiving and tackling in their underwear surface. This is where you hear about intangibles, the it factor. May I date you back to last year? At this time, we were having legitimate conversations about the Lions drafting Malik Willis and Kyle Hamilton, #2 overall. Yes, you know who you are. You know who you wanted. I wish you nothing but success in your life, and may you burn in hell for your horrible, horrible, horrible recommendations.
I mean, what if Kyle Hamilton turns out to be a superstar?
What is it?
What if Kyle Hamilton turns out to be a superstar?
What if my mom's a dude?
Well, what?
I don't know why it always has to go back to that.
Then your mom's a dude. I don't
know why it always has to go back to that. I'm a little confused there.
I don't have enough information yet.
Yeah, there's always that possibility.
I saw a third-round pick in Detroit do more than he did this year. So
that is true.
I'm just saying. Oh, and by the way, that third-round pick had a higher rated grade coming out of college
than a first-round pick.
Than the first-rounder, by the way. And did you know 7 of the 10 highest-paid safeties in the NFL were taken past the second round?
We went through that last year. Remember that?
What happened? Huh? So let's all cherish these moments, because either Jeff and I will look like complete fucking idiots, or we'll be spot on like we were last year. Who knows? Maybe this is the year we eat some humble pie.
All right, move over, Todd McShay. Here's the Jeff Iafrate.
Are we going with Jeff first?
Mock draft 1.0.
All right.
Throw it up, Alex.
Let's do it.
So let me break this down for you. So I didn't do any trades. I wanted to stay put. As the mock drafts progress, I'm going to start doing trades, different scenarios. For this one, this is a very basic. Went through it, took who I thought was best at the position I was selecting in. And as you can see, Devin Witherspoon, there you go, goes 6th overall. I actually had a choice to choose Witherspoon or C.J. Stroud. I went with Witherspoon. I didn't want to get fancy and take a quarterback, so went with the best corner. I didn't want to wait till 18 and take who was there. I got my pick of the best corner, took Witherspoon. 18, Miles Murphy there. I had a couple other selections. Beydoun Robinson was there. I figured, you know what? Let's take the edge rusher. Let's draft the cocaine. Went with Miles Murphy. And then at 48, Emmanuel Forbes was off the board. I didn't have a ton of guys to select. I know Cam Smith was there. I said, why not? Like Cam Smith. Surprised he didn't go much earlier, but he was there, so I took him. Second round, 55, I addressed the running back situation. Zach Charbonnet. And that's somebody that's been floating around more, too, talking about it. I could have had Jahmyr Gibbs in the second round, earlier in the second round at 48. Wanted to wait. Had his chance to get Zach Charbonnet bigger back. I like what he can do. He can kind of, he's basically like a bigger version. He's big, like Jamal Williams. He's 6'1". He can catch the ball at the backfield. I like it. He has a lot of carries on him, but still a guy who has proven he can handle 20-plus carries. I don't mind it. You know, DeAndre goes down. You got Zach Charbonnet. Now, this is the one that, you know, a little iffy on, but I thought to myself, if I don't take a quarterback at 81, I'm going to have to wait till 154 to take a quarterback. So I decided, you know what? I get to choose who I want here in the third round. I went with Hendon Hooker. And a couple reasons for that. I know people are going to say, well, Brad Holmes, you're going to take a guy who's injured, of course. Well, it was more so he's not going to play this year. He probably won't be able to play this year anyway. But you have Hendon Hooker. And I know he's older, but still, he's a third-round pick. At this point, you're not really risking too much. If you want to say, well, Jeff, it's a third-round pick. You found Kirby Joseph there last year. Okay, I'll let you have that. But I liked Hendon on all the quarterbacks that would be there later in the draft. So I took Hendon Hooker. 154, I like this camera too. Henry Tutu. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Linebacker at Alabama. At this point, I'm just addressing needs. We'll see how he tests closer to the combine, but why not? He took a linebacker. Ricky Stoneberg. I'm gonna move him to guard. So at the end of the day, it's not like I'm picking a center. He's just an offensive lineman. He didn't allow a sack, I believe, last year. He was solid. So why not Ricky Stoneberg? And then in the 6th round, I went with DJ Dale, defensive lineman. Why not? You can never get enough defensive linemen. So out of all the 8 picks, 3 of them, I believe, yes, 3 of them are offense. The rest are defense. Grade my drafts.
All right.
You like them? You don't like them? Let me know.
You want me to go? Mm-hmm. All right. I like Witherspoon. Without giving my mock draft away.
Yeah.
Without me giving away my mock, I find it difficult, even if I like Joey Porter, even if I like Christian Gonzalez, even if I like Devon Witherspoon, to take them at 6. You know me, I'm a big value guy.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most value I can get at 6? And when I'm sitting there looking at your board, well, you know, the truth is, Devon Witherspoon at 6 I don't think is horrible. I just don't think that's what I want to do right now.
So this was my idea. Would you rather have any corner you want, and then you could still get a Miles Murphy?
I agree.
Or Tyree Wilson, and you have to pick who's at 18?
Your game plan? No problem.
Right. That was my
I think it's
thinking.
the right move. You took your favorite corner before anybody could get selected.
Right.
I don't hate it. All right, so I'll leave Witherspoon alone. 18, Miles Murphy, I'm surprised he fell to 18. I didn't see him once fall to me at 18, so good for you. That's a hell of a pick. Cam Smith, projected late first, early
Doubled
second
up on
round.
corner.
The
Got
fact
2
that you
corners.
got him in the second round, impressive. But I'm looking at Trenton Simpson, Jack Campbell. I think at that pick, or at 55. Who knows? Because this is where I want to kill you. Zach Charbonnet, dude, I can't.
I love it.
I know you love it. That's why it's on your board.
I love it. Why do you hate it? Is it the idea? Is it Zach, or is it the idea of drafting a running back?
It's the idea of drafting a running back in
Really?
the first 2 rounds. It goes against my NFL draft Bible. Unless you are one of the premier backs, Beydoun Robinson this year, if he's there at 44, 48, hell, let's say he's there at 40, and I can trade up, I do it in a heartbeat. But Zach Charbonnet to me isn't that. He's had a boatload of carries in college. He was heavily used at UCLA. Maybe I get 3-4 good years out of him. I don't see him lasting 7, 8, 9 years in the NFL.
But he won't get 20-plus carries on the Lions right away, though. He'll be used in that backfield community. He'll be utilized. You like him. I get what you're saying. If you'd rather have the best defensive player, maybe you can get a Jack Campbell. I get that.
Yeah, I'd rather address linebacker at 55.
I get that.
I don't mind your board. The problem with Cam Smith, by the way, in the second round, it's not a problem. It's, well, does that eliminate the idea of getting a veteran corner? Because that's a lot of players, and that's a lot of investment into that position. So that would be my one question. Hendon Hooker, let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
I have no issue with it. At all. At all. No issue with it. I think round 3, you could have convinced me maybe then you take a running back if someone was on the board that you liked. But I actually have no problem with this. If Hendon Hooker busts out of the league and he sucks in 2 years and he's not a good, reliable backup, and I only lost a 3rd-round pick, so be it.
Yeah.
No problem. I don't hate it. I don't mind it. I'm glad you drafted a quarterback, though. Now, that would have been a huge disappointment for me had you not. It needs to be a real conversation we have in this town. Not because they need to replace Jared Goff now or next year. That's not the argument. The argument is, why not take one? You have the capital. Take a chance. Take a chance, Detroit. It's not going to kill you.
And the reason I took him, too, is because I picked him at 81. The next pick was 154.
I'm sad.
So
no Jake Moody, though.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to be... I didn't even think about it. I know we talked a lot about Jake Moody. I didn't even think about drafting a kicker because we never do that.
I didn't.
But
so
the more I think about it, you're right, honestly. Take Jake Moody in the 7th. I don't have a problem with that.
All right. Linebacker in the 5th round. Fine. Stoneberg, I heard you say you'd move him to guard.
Yeah,
fine.
move him to guard.
DJ Dale. Fine. I'm not really going to...
Yeah, just defensive.
At this point, Browns 5 and 6. If you're expecting another Malcolm Rodriguez or a Amon-Ra St. Brown or anybody else for that fact, hats off to Brad Holmes. But right. I'm not expecting it this year. But that's why he's the GM, and that's why he's one of the best GMs, in my opinion, currently in the NFL. Good list. If I were to grade it...
You give me your grade, and I'll give you what PFF gave me.
Ooh, I'm going to give you a B-.
Spot on. They gave me a B. So.
I'm going to give you a B- because I don't like that you doubled up on corner. Given, I think we both agree, go get a veteran corner. If you get the veteran corner, I don't like it. If you don't, I love it. And then I give you a B+. But you lose a lot of points. To me, it's a B+, A- draft. Except Zach Charbonnet. that to me
really
took
like
off a full letter grade. Yeah, I don't like it.
Gosh.
I don't like the 2nd-round pick running back. I hate it. I don't like it at all. Sorry, baby.
It's all right. I'm good. I like it.
What do you guys think of the chat? Give Jeff a grade. F up to an A.
Yeah, give me a grade.
I want to see what you guys think of Jeff's pick. So if we draft Hendon Hooker, it means Lions fans, we love drafting the cocaine as well as hookers. I guess you can take that angle. Creative-ish. I agree with Dad with Tourette's, by the way. Love the double up on corner. If we don't spend in free agency on a corner, I would agree.
I think the consistent grade I'm seeing is B. I think that's pretty much what I got. I'm cool with it. Just so these are players I'm fond about.
This is an interesting comment. Blade Knowleswood. I hope I said that correctly. Blade Knowleswood. I'm speaking on behalf of him. I'd draft a cornerback at 6 and 18. Would you? Because I'll be honest.
That's tough.
I had the option of Gonzalez Witherspoon along with Joey Porter Jr. at 18. And I don't think I'd pull the trigger and do that. I don't. I don't think I would. I'm giving you a B- because of Zach Charbonnet. And I think you missed out on one position.
You and Zach Charbonnet.
I think you missed out on the defensive line. I do.
You mean a defensive
interior?
Tackle? Yeah.
Interior.
Yeah. I took Miles Murphy.
Yeah.
But you're right.
So, I don't want to release what I did, but, there's a guy plays on the edge that I will be very transparent with all of you. Uber talented, but you have your questions about him. And I think he's a guy you can steal later on in the draft. You'll see him on my board. I was shocked I took him, to be honest with you. I had a lot of really good players available, like even a Hendon Hooker at the time. Really good players available, but we'll get to my board in a bit. Final thoughts. Give me Witherspoon and Porter in the first round all day, says Funky. Funky, I would love to say that. I just find it very difficult for a team that needs a linebacker, for a team that needs interior help, for a team that could use depth on the edge, for a team that could use a guard, for a team that could use a running back. I find it difficult to spend my 2 first-round picks on corners. That's tough for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. If you have Surtain and Horn on the same team, you wouldn't take that? See, when you put it that way, sounds really fucking good. Sounds really good. But again, I think there's value in having veteran leadership in the secondary.
Oh, absolutely.
To me, I want my J.C. Horn or Patrick Surtain or Sauce Gardner paired with a DJ Reed or somebody else that can really inspire the locker room. I'm not saying a Jamal Williams type player, but what I mean by that is they're going to hold these players accountable. That's why you fired Aubrey Pleasant to begin with. Because your corners were playing press coverage, refused to play press against Miami when you knew that's what you needed to do, and apparently, reportedly, the coaches were telling them to do it, and nobody was listening.
Mm-hmm.
So what the hell was going on? I don't know. I find it very unlikely that the Lions, and Brad Holmes notably, doubles up on corner in the first round. I think if he was going to double up on corner, it'd be round 1, round 2. Or round 1, round 3.
Like what I did.
Yeah.
Cam Smith there, yeah.
All right, let's take a break. When we get back, we'll get to my mock draft. Lord protect me from the bashing I'm going to get for this. But somebody had to do it.
God forbid, it better not be Zach Charbonnet in there.
No, you're damn. I'm getting a letter grade above you just because I don't have him in there. We drafted a quarterback, boys, and you're going to have to accept it.
Oh, I can't wait.
You're going to have to accept it.
Better be better than Hendon Hooker.
A lot of work to do. When we get back, but before we go, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Planet Fitness. Sign up today. $10 a month. What are you waiting for? PlanetFitness.com. Visit one of their many Metro Detroit locations. Your fitness is essential. That's where I'll be going right after the show because, well, I don't want to spend any time with Fish or Jeff, to be frank with you. So I'll be at Planet Fitness right after the show. Check them out. PlanetFitness.com. We'll see you in just a minute.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live. woodwardsports.com as always. Adam Beydoun, Jeff Iafrate, Fish. I just want you to know that I love you, buddy. I'm going to miss you.
Thank you. I will miss you too.
I'm going to miss you.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
All right. Lord help me.
I'm excited to see your mock draft.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is my 1.0 official first Detroit Lions mock draft.
Wow.
I gave this a lot of time and thought. I
sure
hope you like it. I don't care if you do or don't, but I hope you
Jesus Christ! No, I'm just...
No. I traded up. And this was what I alluded to earlier. I like Devon Witherspoon. I like Christian Gonzalez. I like Joey Porter Jr., obviously. But, man, if I can move up and trade up pick 6, get rid of the Minnesota pick at 55, get rid of next year's Minnesota pick in the 3rd round, if I can trade up and get Jalen Carter, damn it, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I need a game wrecker. And we're going to do more mocks as the weeks go on and on and on, but I hope you understand my reasoning behind this. If I'm picking at 6, it's a quarterback, or at 3, I'm trading up, baby. And for me, I traded up. I got Jalen Carter. 18, Joey Porter Jr., so I still address the secondary. At pick 48, I mean, come on. I don't know why he's on the board at 48. I get he's not much of a thinker, but my goodness, the athlete he is. Trenton Simpson, to me, high potential. High potential. We'll see if he translates in the game mentally, but he's got all the skills. He's got all the intangibles. 3rd round, this is the player I was referring to. Not once prior to me doing the mock draft last night did I tell myself I would consider drafting Zach Harrison. But I think he's a very undervalued edge rusher.
I would agree.
His PFF grades are off the chart. His impact on the games are off the chart. If I get him at pick number 81, I'm offering more depth. And look, you took Myles Murphy. Zach Harrison, to me, somebody could end up drafting a damn good player in the 3rd round, and everyone would be like, man, why wasn't he an early 2nd round pick? That's odd. That, to me, risky pick. I hadn't taken him, by the way, once in any mocks I had done prior.
Right.
But at 81, it made sense. I felt like the risk reward, just like Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
You took Hendon Hooker at 81? I don't mind. I can miss on a quarterback. I can afford to miss on Zach Harrison, to me, in the 3rd round.
And he'll play right away on your defense.
He'll get 20-30% of the snaps, probably coming in obvious passing down situations.
If he can play, yeah.
James Houston,
Absolutely.
Aiden Hutchinson, Jalen Carter. I mean, come on. It's looking really good. Deuce Vaughn.
5'6".
Talk to me. I don't care. I don't care.
I can't believe you got him in the 5th round.
That's
a great value.
Honestly, he should go in the 6th, 7th round.
Yeah.
Because of his size. To me, Deuce Vaughn, I love it. I love Deuce Vaughn. Love what he brings to the table. Runs hard.
Yeah.
Decent pass catcher. And then we get to round 6. I'm not going to come out and say Clayton Tune is the next fucking Tom Brady.
But he's a 6th round pick. You're taking it.
But I'm spending a 6th round pick on a quarterback who could be a practice squad player, at best a backup in the NFL. And for anybody that tries to tell you he's the next Tom Brady, he's the next Aaron Rodgers, he's the next Patrick Mahomes, anybody that says any of that, tell them go fuck themselves, all right? We're drafting him on the possibility that he could be a backup in the NFL. I have no further expectation than that. And then we get to round 6, pick number 194, Kayvon Merriweather, safety out of Iowa. Again, this is a depth pick in the secondary. To me, this is nothing more than depth. If I were to give myself criticism, I think a little self-doubt for me. At pick 48 and 81, I think I went super upside at 81. At 48, I maybe settled on Simpson, knowing I don't have the second round pick because I traded up. And I wanted to make sure I grabbed the linebacker. If I had to choose between him and Jack Campbell, who both were available at the time, it was very difficult for me because, I'm a big Jack Campbell fan. But Trenton Simpson, how do you pass on that type of athlete? To me, a version of Josh Pascal in the 2nd round this year for linebackers. Your thoughts?
I actually love it. I don't really have an issue with your mock. Even it's hard, like the quarterback pick, even if you don't like Clayton Tune, where you took him, it doesn't really matter. Like, you're getting a backup quarterback with a little bit of upside in the 6th round. So I really don't have an issue. You addressed all the needs. I don't hate it. It's probably just preference. Like, your running back, Deuce Vaughn, I don't mind it. There's preferences. Like, I took Zach Charbonnet for different reasons, but still, as long as you hit on all the needs and you take players that have value and players you like, I don't have an issue with it. You address corner, defensive tackle, linebacker. You took an edge in the 3rd round. I don't hate it. I really don't. If I had to give you a grade, I'd probably give you what, B+, A-.
Really? You're
Yeah.
giving me a better grade than yours?
Yeah, I honestly, I do. Because I think you hit on Jalen Carter. That's, I mean, come on. 1 or 2 best player in the draft. You got him. You traded up and grabbed him. I don't hate it.
Tajay Spears over Deuce Vaughn. Tajay Spears, I think, goes in the 3rd round in mocks right now. And I think he was just arrested, too, last Friday or Thursday. So
Who was arrested?
Tajay Spears. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, that's
not
good. That's not
They
good.
say the next Alvin Kamara. I don't know about that. He's wicked talented, uber athletic, but
character matters. That's
yeah,
what they're going to look at.
To me, I'm drafting a running back in the 5th, 6th round. Give me a grade, all of you. Drop your grades in the chat. Let me know how I did. Mixed reviews at the moment. Where's Beydoun at? I'm not drafting Beydoun Robinson. He was available at 18 to me, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
And you know what I also consider doing, by the way? I was going to package up pick 48, pick 81, and a future 4. And I was going to try to sneak in early 2nd round if Beydoun was there, but he wasn't. He went at, I think, pick 20 or 21. So
Yeah.
had Beydoun been available, pick 40, pick 39, pick 38, I would have tried to find a way to trade up. 100%.
I think your first round you nailed. To trade up and get Jalen Carter and stay put, and you still got
I'm getting a lot
Joey
of B
Porter
pluses
Jr.
right now.
Yeah, that's...
I agree. The Jalen Carter makes this draft board look amazing.
It's incredible. Yeah.
All right, and I'll be honest. If I was sitting there at 6, I don't know what to do at 6, and I don't want to ruin next week because next week I'm probably not trading up. I'm gonna stick with the picks. But if I'm staying at 6 and I got C.J. Stroud and Will Levis, what do you do, Detroit? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in 8 minutes. It's a question. I'd like all of you to answer it at 9:29. Are you okay, all of you at home, with the Lions drafting a quarterback? 1st round, 2nd round, I don't care where. Are you okay with it? We'll get to that at 9:29. But till then, Big Dan Davis says, Adam, awesome. First 3 picks. Great. Clayton Tune, 5-year starter at Houston, threw a lot of yards on an average at best team. A grade. I got a lot of A's, a lot of B pluses. Adam cheated. I offered a lot for that 3rd round pick, that 3rd overall pick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't see anybody. Again, you have to understand, where are the Lions? They're at 6. If I'm at pick number 10, I got to trade multiple 1st round picks to get up to 3. I know that. I'm realistic. But I'm at 6. I'm calling Arizona. You're dropping 3 spots. Relax. Here's a 2nd. Here's a future 3rd. If you want another future, I don't mind. But I gave up a 2nd round pick 55, and I gave you a future 3rd. Yeah, you're happy with that, and you're only moving back 3 spots, and they'll likely end up with Paris Johnson. They'll end up with Miles Murphy, Tyree Wilson. They'll end up with somebody really good for them. So if I'm Arizona, I'm biting on that trade all day. Again, unless I can go back to 10 and somebody offers me 2-3 1st round picks. That's a different.
Yeah, I think it depends
scenario.
on the board for both teams. If Arizona feels like they can still get one of the players on the top of their draft boards trading back 3 spots, it makes sense. And if the Lions feel like you can get still one of the players you love trading back, that makes sense. So it just depends. This is a super early mock, but I like both of them. I do.
Can we throw up a poll for everybody in the chat? I want to know if all of you are willing to draft a wide receiver. So that's the question. Would you draft a wide receiver? I don't care what round. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, I don't care. I want to know. Would you draft a quarterback, and after you vote, wide receiver? If you were to draft a wide receiver, I want you to tell Jeff and I what round. Vote and tell us what round. If you're going to say yes, tell me. Smith and Jimba, 1st round?
I would imagine
Quentin Johnston?
It wouldn't be in the 1st round.
I want to know. I want to go to the people. Wide receiver round 5 says QT. Simpson at 48 seems like he dropped a lot. Simpson will drop a lot because when you watch the tape, he struggles reading the game. Yeah. There's a reason why I picked Jack Campbell as my first linebacker on our player spotlight for a reason.
Yeah.
His zone coverage was the best in the nation.
Campbell makes more plays on the ball than Simpson
and
does.
he's a willing hitter, but again, an athlete, has all the intangibles.
Right.
But again, you need a brain to play linebacker. You need a brain to play in the NFL.
Yeah, it's
I'd
60.
rather draft a Moody than a wide receiver, says Garbanzo.
The poll on the YouTube chat thread, would you draft a wide receiver? 62% say no, 38% say yes. It's actually higher than I thought, 38%. But a lot of those yeses might be yes, but not the first round. There could be an asterisk
no, I'm
with
not
that.
saying first round. I just want to know in general, is wide receiver on your board? Any round.
If you feel like you could draft, depends. If you can get one in the second round and that could be your Chark replacement, I'm all for it.
If Johnston drops to 48, which I've seen in some mocks, I would take him for a wide receiver 3. Booner, I love you, buddy.
He is not
I
dropping.
hope you're
to
doing
48.
well. I hope you had a great weekend. Even if he did drop. No. Again, are the Lions in the business of overhauling their defense and putting out a top 15, top 18 defense or not? And if you are, then he's out of the conversation in the second round, in my opinion. But we'll take a break. When we get back, question of the day. All of you, I want you to prepare your answers and why. The question coming up next that we'll have a conversation over is, are you, all of you at home, okay with the Lions drafting a quarterback? Which round, up to you. But I want to know, are you okay with it? We'll get to that next. Thank you guys so much. That was so fun. But before we go, I got to tell you about Cousins Maine Lobster. Scan the QR code. Vote them as the best food truck in Metro Detroit. They're so awesome, guys. Clam chowder soup, lobster tacos, you name it, they got it. Scan the QR code to vote for them. Go to cousinsmainelobster.com, find out where the food trucks are, and treat yourself to a delicious lunch.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays, 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show. I am Jeff Iafrate. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, drop a like on the stream, show support. All you guys tuning in, thank you. But before we get into it, the question is, are you okay with the Lions drafting a quarterback? And you just saw me and Adam do our mock drafts, and we both took a quarterback. It was past the second round. I took Hendon Hooker at pick 81, and you saw Adam take Clayton Tune in the 6th round. I guess the question being, are you okay with taking a quarterback? The other part of that would be, are you okay with taking a quarterback in the 1st round? I think that's the real question, because you could take a flyer, right? You could take Hendon Hooker, someone that I like, somebody that is older, somebody that's coming off an ACL injury. You could take a Max Duggan, somebody you believe will be a good quarterback you could take later in the draft. But what about the idea of taking CJ Stroud at pick 6? Or a Bryce Young if you were to fall at pick 6? Because I had the opportunity to do that. When I was doing this mock draft, CJ Stroud was there for me at 6. And I had to think, is he worth taking? And quite honestly, if I had to tell you, I would say yes, it is. And it doesn't really have as much to do with Goff's talent as it has to do with the value of having a quarterback on a rookie deal, a quarterback that you think still has talent. Like, say what you want about CJ Stroud. I like what he brings, right? He has a lot of similar traits than Goff. If you're talking about pocket presence, we saw CJ Stroud do it at Ohio State. And I know the big argument, and this is why I'm a big Bryce Young guy, is because we watched Bryce elevate his teammates. We watched Bryce win the Heisman when he had talent around him. We watched him battle in the national championship game, even losing John Mechie and then losing Jamison Williams. Like, Bryce has an aspect of his game to where he elevates everybody else, and that's what I look for in a quarterback. Do you elevate those around you? And CJ Stroud, it's hard to look at Ohio State quarterbacks and even say, does he elevate, or does he just have Jackson Smith-Njigba and Marvin Harrison Jr.? Like, that's the big question you have to ask. And although you might be skeptical of CJ Stroud, I think the overall point is, look at the quarterbacks in this draft. Look at where you're going to be selecting next year. You're probably going to be selecting somewhere in the 20s, assuming. So it's going to be hard to come up and trade up for one of the top tier quarterbacks if you were to take one. So if you're going to take a quarterback in the 1st round, it's this year. You have 6. You have that Rams pick. If someone's there for you, I can make the argument you take him. Right? Even if he has to sit, he sits behind Goff for a year or two, you still have him. You have that 5th-year option now that you took him in the 1st round. To me, it's worth it. I know people would say, well, Jeff, no, you prioritize defense, which I completely understand. But you could still draft defense, even passing on a guy like Devon Witherspoon at 6. If you take a quarterback, you still have 18. You could take Joey Porter at 18. You could still take a defensive lineman and an edge rusher with that second round pick, or the first second round pick, doesn't matter. It might not be Jalen Carter, but you could still get value. And I don't think there's anything more valuable than having a quarterback you believe in on a rookie quarterback. You've seen that this year, right? Look at the NFC title game. Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, 2 quarterbacks on rookie deals. It's not like Jared Goff can't get you there, but I'm talking down the line, right? In the future, when you have to decide, am I paying Jared Goff or not? I think that's the real question the Lions have to ask themselves. How long is Goff a part of our future? Is it until his contract comes up, or is it longer than that? Do you want to work out an extension with Goff? And if you're thinking about Goff's future in Detroit and you don't want to pay him $40 million, which I don't want to pay him that, I would assume that you guys don't want to pay him that, but you might want to pay him that. But let's say you don't. You got to go out and find somebody. To me, it's not really a risk to take Hendon Hooker or Max Duggan or Clayton Tune later in the draft, and maybe they turn into something. But I do think the Lions are going to have to legitimately ask themselves, if someone's there at 6, do we take him? I would say yes. And Alex, you could put a poll in the chat. I want to go to you guys. If CJ Stroud or Bryce Young is there at 6, are you pulling the trigger? I'm going to ask you straight up, are you pulling the trigger if one of those guys are there at 6? And I would argue yes. But who am I? I'm not Brad Holmes, but I think we can trust Brad Holmes, and he's proven that, until we can't. Right? Like, we always bring up the risk of drafting a quarterback and what that means. If you take a quarterback at 6, any GM in the league, you're under a microscope. Like, as much as I might like CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, if Brad Holmes takes them at 6, yeah, if it doesn't work out, of course I'm going to criticize Brad Holmes. This is what this is about. Until he, proves I can't trust him, I'm going to trust him. So I would say yes, but I want your guys' opinion. Would you take either at 6? It's quite simple. Fish, I asked you before. You told me you like Desmond Ridder. You told me you like Michael Myers. But at 6, if you're Brad Holmes and a quarterback's there, CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, you're an Ohio guy. You watch a lot of Ohio State. would you pull that trigger, Fish?
Not at 6.
You
No.
wouldn't?
No.
Not at 6?
Nope.
Why?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Goff is good enough to where you could still use him as like the number one. I mean, of course, you're not gonna have Stroud or Young there. Young probably will go before 6. Stroud probably will not. He'll still be there. I don't know. I don't know. Stroud was a bit flaky in the season this year, and so was Young. Young was flaky too. So I don't know. It's tough to tell whether they're going to be great or not. I don't look at both of them and say that's a great quarterback, I want him, or that's a great quarterback, I want him. I look at him as he can be good at, similar to Goff. Goff can play a great game, or
Yes,
he can play a not so good game. We'll just brush it off.
But the difference is you're allowed, right, if you have a rookie quarterback or a second-year quarterback, whatever it is, you're at least okay with those mistakes, knowing he's on a rookie deal and knowing he's going to keep improving.
Well,
Like,
you're going to train him under Goff,
28
too.
years old.
Yeah.
You know he's going to get better, but he's getting paid $30+ million, and that's okay right now. But I'm talking about the future.
Yeah.
Like, you got to at least think about the future. And I want to read some of these comments because I think you guys are making a lot of great points.
If they're there at 18, you steal them.
Blade says, no way Bryce is there at 6. And the reason why I say Bryce is because I think the weight and the height, that's going to be more of a factor than people think. I do think that. Although I think Bryce is the best quarterback in this draft, if you're looking at franchise, if you're going to take him in the top 3, you have to think teams are going to look at his height and weight and at least be a little put off by that. It's just going to happen. So there's a chance, I do believe. Frank says 32nd ranked defense. I don't like a quarterback at 6. That's fair. But you're in a position this year, you have the 6th overall pick. You're not going to have that next year.
No, you will not.
You're not going to have that the year after.
Well, hopefully.
Well,
I mean, it's the National
if things
Football
go
League.
according to plan, you won't have that opportunity.
You should not, correct.
So let's say you're picking 23rd. How in the hell are you going to get a quarterback?
Yeah.
How? You're going to trade up from 23 to top 5?
You'll get a quarterback, but he won't be very.
No, you're not going to get. I'm talking about Drake May, Caleb Williams. You're not getting those guys. So that's the reason why I asked the question. Some of these comments.
Unless they go for one in the offseason, maybe not this year, but next year, unless they try to get a trade or a free agent quarterback.
Right. Big Dan Davis, thanks for the $5, says, if Stroud or Young is there at 6, hell yeah, I'd take him. You still have pitchers 18 and 2 second, or you still have picks, 18 and 2 second-round picks to load up on the defense with. See, I think Dan makes a great point. Yeah. Mike G says, Bryce Young, he's a game changer. Mahomes, like Mahomes and Hurts. Funky says Bryce might be the guy, have to fall in the draft because of what happened to most guys his size in the league this season. Spot on. I 100% agree. Yeah. And that's why I want to have this conversation, because the more me and Adam do these mock drafts, you're going to see quarterbacks being taken. You're going to see different scenarios. This isn't Malik Willis. This isn't, Kenny Pickett. This is, to me, it's a better quarterback class.
It is.
But to your point, Fish, it's not going to be as good as next year. But I could argue you're not going to be picking, you're not going to have an opportunity to get any of those guys. So, again, it was worth the conversation. I can see both sides of it. I really can. But this is the reason why you have Brad Holmes, right? Like, you trust the guy. So, whatever decision, I just want to pose the question because I do believe it's a legitimate possibility that this can happen.
I mean, people are going to get angry either way.
Well, of course.
I mean, if they pick a quarterback at 6 or they don't.
People are never going to be completely satisfied. But at the end of the day, if you believe in the value of having a rookie or a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal, then you can get behind this idea. That's why the Anthony Richardson stuff, as much as you want to say whatever you want about the what happened in college, you can't deny the upside, and you can't deny the teams are going to be interested. The Lions were at a couple of his games this year, so clearly Brad has interest in him as well. Yeah. Don't sleep on the idea of taking a quarterback. You're going to have to get more comfortable with it closer to the draft, but we'll see. We'll see what Brad Holmes does. We're going to go to break. When we get back, I want to have another conversation, too, with Adam, actually, about something really mainly to do with the NBA All-Star Game and a couple other things we're going to talk about. But before we get back, what do we have to read? Where are we at right now?
We are at SMA Jeff 540.
If you would like to by the way, if you can't fully comprehend the Lions taking a quarterback, I have the place for you. It's SMA. They can help you out. It's a sports marketing agency that helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, tell them, or even yourself, to head to thesportsma.com for more information.
Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling game. If you think you're better than Jared Goff, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, any of the quarterbacks I just listed, head over to the Fulling Warehouse and test your skills out. For only $12, you get the unlimited open play, or you pay a little more, $120. You get a lane reservation for up to 10 people. $2 mystery beer machine, full bar. Check it all out. FullingWarehouse.com.
All right,
Can
we're
you believe
back
it's
here
been
on the
a
morning.
year? Oh, cool. Can you believe it's been over a year since we've been to Fulling Warehouse? We got to go back there. All right, I'll show.
No, Fish. No, Fish. It's just because you talked right when he was opening the show. That's the only reason.
Yeah, and your history of being a consumer working in digital, radio, or television. Have you ever fucking heard the sound guy interrupt an intro? Ever? Only Fish.
I mean, I've done it a few times
Only
before.
Fish. I know. Only you. And that's why I love you, though. You bastard. All right.
Hey, I still have this guy's head.
200 votes in the chat.
Beat it up.
200 votes in the chat. If CJ Stroud or Bryce Young were available at 6, would you pull the trigger? It's not a fair question. The question should be, if CJ Stroud or Will Levis are available at 6.
No, I don't.
I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
Or even Anthony Richardson, who likely will be. Because Bryce Young is available at 6, you draft him. You run to the podium.
Mm-hmm.
You run butt naked. You get fined $1 million by the NFL because how quickly you submit your card.
Want me to tell you why I do believe he could fall to 6?
He won't. Houston drafting a quarterback. Indianapolis drafting a quarterback.
So, go on.
What?
Because I have an answer for both those things.
Go for it.
So imagine Houston. You're going to take the first quarterback off the board. You don't think they're going to at least consider the size and weight of Bryce? You're going to take Bryce Young, and I'm not saying they're wrong for it, but that's a possibility.
Can I rebuttal?
I can see Houston taking C.J. Stroud and the Colts taking Will Levis. What would that mean? Seattle would be the last quarterback need team to have a pick before the Lions.
Even if I want to entertain that, I'll tell you why it's not going to happen. Okay?
All right.
Bryce Young played at Alabama. And you know what Bryce Young did when he had Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle as his wide receivers? He won a natty. And he led Alabama to one of the most impressive seasons we've seen offensively by a quarterback.
No question.
And there were no doubts about Bryce Young. And you know what he did in a year where he didn't even have a number one wide receiver and they struggled to run the ball even with Jahmyr Gibbs?
Elevated everybody.
Elevated everybody around him.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young, if he doesn't go number 2 overall to Houston, I don't know how to evaluate quarterbacks anymore. I don't. You can talk to me about the size. Talk to me about the weight. Very legitimate concerns.
All I'm saying?
But I saw a kid elevate. That means something to me.
I 100% agree with you. Doesn't mean it'll happen. We saw Zach Wilson and Trey Lance and Justin Fields go before Mac Jones. Like, that's that. That's what we're
Would you
working
trade
with.
Chicago for Fields? No. I'm good on trading for running backs. I don't like my running backs having first-round money.
You are ridiculous.
It's the truth.
You are ridiculous.
Justin Fields bitching about throwing in the cold.
Yeah, that was a little, I mean...
Guys, they're running backs.
He is
Can I get
not
the camera real quick?
This guy.
Justin Fields is a running back. You think I don't like quarterbacks that can run? It's not true. He's a fucking running back. And his organization isn't doing him any favors. Right now, they're using him as a running back. I should say it that way. That's fair. Because I did see him sling the ball all across the field at Ohio State. But right now, he's a running back in the NFL. That's how he's being used. That's how he's effective. They traded basically a first-round pick for Chase Claypool. Disaster move.
Yeah, that was a disaster.
Darnell Mooney's not a number one. Even though you all tried to convince me that he was better than Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know who you are. He has no offensive line. It's not ideal for him. I understand that. It won't be ideal for any quarterback in Chicago. That's a Chicago problem, not my fucking problem. Good. Moving on.
If
Bryce Young is there, to answer your question, I run.
Okay, we're in agreement.
I run with no clothes.
Wow.
And I submit it. And you know what I do the first year? I sit him on the sideline. I say, Bryce, this year, your job is to learn the playbook. Your job is to get acquainted with NFL lingo, communication, study the game, and I want you to gain 15 pounds.
I was just going to say that.
And that's our first-year program for you.
Yeah.
And, Jared, we love you. You go out. This is your year, man. We're going to go get you Jalen Ramsey. We drafted, FYI, Joey Porter Jr. at pick 18 or Christian Gonzalez or Devon Withers. I don't care who.
Right.
We went and got an interior lineman, drafted a linebacker, got one in free agency. Jared, we're all in on you, buddy. But Bryce Young is the future of this team. And we love you. And we would love for you to be a great mentor to him. And we would love you to stick around for the entirety of your contract, even when he takes the reign next year. But then again, you could save $25 million by cutting him after. But I'm just saying, for me, the only way I'd ever consider drafting a quarterback is if Bryce Young is available.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see myself being bold enough, just being honest, for me to pull a trigger on C.J. Stroud, let alone Anthony Richardson. Even at 18, I wouldn't do it. So those are my thoughts. I don't know how you feel about
What about this comment, too? Funky says, if Young is available at 6, I start answering phone calls.
Yes, but... Who?
Well, there's teams behind the lines that need a quarterback.
No. Who matters? Because all that capital is great. But you need a backup. And eventually you do have to draft and take a chance on a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Maybe that capital is enough for you to move up next year. I don't know. But do I think a team is going to move off of pick 1, 2, and 3, and 4 if Drake May or Caleb Williams are there? No.
No.
So... That's a tough one. That's a tough one, man. That is. Name the last Ohio State quarterback that was good. There aren't any. But if that's all you care about, name me the last Wyoming quarterback that was great before Josh Allen. You can't, because they don't exist.
Right.
I don't buy into that crap. Do I think Ohio State does a good job of making quarterbacks only give one read? Yeah, I do. But... there's too much talent that goes to that school at the quarterback position for it not to eventually work. I bet you any money Justin Fields would do just fine in this offense. I don't think he can sling it like Jared Goff. I think he'd be solid in this offense. No, in Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd struggle. Good offensive line, good run game. He wouldn't have to run as much. Ben Johnson, like a good coordinator does, would make the game easy for him.
Yeah,
just like he made it easy for Jared Goff.
Build the offense around him.
Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying. Where you go matters. Troy Smith. Oh my God, my favorite. My favorite. I gotta say, everybody that brings up Troy Smith, he was a 5th round pick. You fucks. Justin Fields, 1st round pick. You can argue that. But don't give me Ohio State cornerbacks don't transition to the NFL. Shut the fuck up. Troy Smith was a 5th-round pick. Cardell Jones went here. Where'd he go? 2nd? 3rd? 4th?
Troy Smith was like 6 foot.
Anybody know where Cardell Jones went? Now I gotta look it up because I'm mad.
He didn't go.
He was a 4th round pick.
He didn't go in the first 2 rounds.
Oh, what about who's the dude that turned into a receiver for the Browns? Braxton Miller. Remember Braxton Miller?
I do.
Idiots. Bunch of fucking idiots.
Can we
Swear to God. Adam, Carolina at 9, and I take this. I take their 2nd this year, and then I take Hooker with that one of our 3 second-round picks. That's what I do personally if available. Funky. Interesting. See, if I'm trading off of 6 and Bryce Young is available, you're giving me multiple firsts. Or you can, I don't mean this mean, this is the truth, suck my dick.
And I'll take him.
If you're going to want me to pass on Bryce Young this year, you can call me. You give me your 1st-round pick this year, your 1st-round pick next year, and a future 3rd or this year's 2nd. That's how it's going to go down. And I'll give you a 3rd to get that 2nd. That's how that's going to work. You want me to trade back again? You want me to move off of Bryce Young? Okay. I'll do it. You got to pay multiple 1st-round picks. Only way I'm doing it. And even then, I would have to consider, because I have the chance to draft the future of this franchise. I like Jared Goff a lot. I would even use the word love. I love Jared Goff in this offense. I think he's rejuvenated. I am very happy with how he's playing. I think he's the 2nd-best quarterback in the NFC. And I'm only paying him $30 million a year. That's why I love him. But his contract does expire in 2 years. And are you going to re-up him at a $40, $45 million figure? Tough conversations adults need to have. If you can draft your quarterback, I don't see the problem in sitting him and letting Jared Goff guide you to where you think he can take you. We'll take a break. When we get back, mailbag time. We'll answer all of your questions. But before we do, I got to talk about my good friends over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. No appointment necessary. They're awesome stylists over there. Will take care of you like they take care of me. So, what are you waiting for? Get to a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live. WoodwardSports.com, Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Adam Beydoun and Jeff Iafrate, as always. Mailbag time. Jeff, I watched some of the XFL yesterday, but they had a cool rule I liked, which is instead of doing an onside kick, you can try a 4th and 15 on your own 25-yard line, but you have to be tied or losing under 2 minutes.
Oh.
Thoughts?
I did not know that
I mean, would I like to see it in the NFL? Probably not. I like it, though. I like how the XFL's trying things. I don't mind that. Like the 4th and 15 thing, I've seen that play out. I think they had that last year, actually, when the XFL was going on. I don't hate it. I really don't. 4th and 15, better than an onside kick. I get that. It gives a team a chance regardless. What's up, Fish?
The game is football. No. Use your feet. Kick that thing. I don't like how they're taking kicking out of the game. I mean, it's fun for the XFL to do it, but the NFL, I want to see kicks. I mean, that's what this game was, and they're trying to take it away. I don't like that. Like, kick the ball. You get injured, it's probably all the NFL people that play in the NFL, or all the players, they know they're going to get injured, right? All the former athletes that have talked, they said the injury rate is 100%. It's not if you're going to get injured, it's when. So they know what they're getting into. So obviously, good thing that they, don't let them bang heads against each other. But they can still kick the ball and make kickoff safe while still having kickoffs instead of the stupid touchback end zone on every kickoff.
Yeah.
Canada does it.
They've
survived. No one's dying in Canada because they're having kickoffs.
By the way, dumb moment on my end. I don't know why. I thought of Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith. That was Mac Jones. Jameson Williams and Bryce Young tore apart the SEC in college football. My bad, by the way.
Yes, little correction.
Shout out to, God, I missed it. This chat's going too fast.
You can scroll up.
You know who you are.
Oh.
You're watching the stream a little late. Appreciate you. Thank you for the heads up. Too much Alabama football, man. They're so damn good.
They are. Really good.
By the way,
even
you guys see
last
Michigan?
year.
Anybody see Michigan ranked as the 6th favorite
I did see
to win the Natty? And Ohio State being in front of them?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody freaking out. Ohio State haven't beat Michigan
But
in 2 years.
they base it off recruiting class. Yeah, they base it off recruiting class, though.
Yeah, I know that, Fish.
Well, apparently people
if
don't.
If you're Michigan, honest to God, Michigan fans, talk to me right now. You've had the best 2 years since 1997. I've never seen Michigan football at the peak it's at right now. And maybe there's a further ceiling, but where it's at right now, I haven't seen it since maybe 04, for sure 97. This is great. But do you not think that these other teams are recruiting? They are. It's factual. They are recruiting better than you. And you had a coach again flirting with the NFL. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to say I think you should be the favorite to win the Big Ten, which means you get to the college football playoff. I think you should. Back-to-back champions, returning the quarterback, returning the wide receivers, returning almost everything. You're going to be talented next year, Michigan.
People do forget Jim Harbaugh.
But can you beat Ohio State for a 3rd straight year? I'd like to think so because it's at the big house.
Yeah, it's at Michigan.
And C.J. Stroud will be in the NFL.
He will.
So that's a whole different problem.
Kyle McCord.
Yeah, whoever their quarterback is going to be, who knows?
Yeah.
People forget Jim
But
Harbaugh.
remember,
was,
I think the talent
Appreciate
Ohio
it,
State
mate.
recruits, it's a different level than Michigan's. I don't get upset with them being the favorites. All right, 23 NFL draft class quarterbacks are not difference makers. Bro.
Yeah, I don't.
Bro, come on, man.
I would say they're more.
Look, I know 24, you get Caleb and Drake May and all these sexy guys right now, but come on, guys.
But
look, it's not as bad as last year.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Okay? This year, Bryce Young, Will Levis, C.J. Stroud, I can make a legitimate argument if I was a GM why I could make them work.
Mm-hmm.
I can believe, I can put my arm around each individual for different reasons. This isn't last year Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. If you said last year there's no difference makers, maybe you have an argument.
You got me on that
this
one.
Year,
Yeah, last year I agree.
This year you can make an argument.
Come on. All right. Whew. I think Jim Harbaugh just keeps flirting with the NFL. Recruiting classes are just going to keep dropping. Yeah, I agree, Jeb. I agree. What show or guest is the biggest collab you'd like to see Woodward Sports do in 23?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, me, I'm a McAfee guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the easy
McAfee's
one.
my boy.
I mean, are we going to get...
Yeah, can we get an update on... Do we have any update on...
Everyone be patient, all right? Relax. It's going to happen.
That's a question.
It's going to happen.
I wasn't yelling at you.
Let the fucking guy do what he wants.
I just asked the question.
When he's ready, he'll do it.
Okay.
No need to fucking poke the bear.
Well, he got a lot
Relax.
in his mind.
When he wants to do it, he'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, Pat-
he's a man of his word.
Pat's gotta do his show
I'm
in
not going to
Detroit.
bother him one bit.
Okay.
Leave him alone.
I just hope he is.
Can you get Kennedy to call into the show? Call Kennedy Broadwell.
That was interesting.
So I guess this is a way to call into the show. Here we go.
We'll see. See if she answers.
I don't know if she will. She may. She probably works this under your name.
We'll see. She's not going to answer me, though. 100%.
Why?
She don't like me.
Hello, Kyle.
What's up, you
Oh,
fucking
boy.
cow?
Oh my gosh.
I missed you.
I miss you.
You're live on the show.
What?
Yeah.
Are you fucking with me right now?
No, I swear to God. It's 9:59. I
Yeah.
still got one more minute before I got to hang up. How are you? I heard you're local now.
I am.
All right, when are you coming to the studio?
Actually, I can come in 2 Wednesdays.
2 Wednesdays? You know,
Yeah.
Fish's last day is 2 Fridays from now.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, I know. He's
Go to
a fucking bitch.
Toledo.
He's leaving me.
For Toledo.
I know. Fucking Ohio people, man. I always knew Ohio would fuck me one day. All right, Kennedy. I gotta hang up. I gotta finish the show. Talk soon.
Just finish
Bye-bye.
it up now.
Huh?
You could have finished up.
I'm gonna finish it up now. Let me look in the camera. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning. Oh, God. I think I woke her up, too. She sounded dead. All right. We're out of here till tomorrow. Jeff, well done. First mock draft's officially over.
Yes.
Very, very, very happy with it. I hope you all enjoyed. We're out of here till tomorrow. Make sure you submit your mocks. Jeff and I will pick one every single day from now till the draft to go over, maybe more. Who knows? We'll have fun with it. We'll see how they go. We'll see how interesting yours are. Make sure you submit your whys. That's always very important.
Yes.
Tomorrow, player spotlights will continue. I can't wait. All that and so much more. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great Monday. I'm out of here. Fish, go fuck yourself. Love you guys.
Okay, go have a good Monday. Happy President's Day as well. Enjoy your day off if you have it.